awesomeness. This is some feedback for one of the members who is taking part in the weekly accountability declaration group on WhatsApp. So they've posted 3 things that they want to actually report back on this week, and they've listed the following 3 things: lose 2 pounds, read a book, which they've chosen the consistency chain, and complete all follow-up calls and appointments scheduled this week. So this is really a direct message to give some feedback and hopefully provide some assistance when you're doing your accountability declarations. I'll take each one at a time and start with losing 2 pounds. So the thing with losing 2 pounds, that's a result that you want to achieve over the week. And when it comes to accountability reporting, what we're really focusing on is the inputs. So as much as you want to lose 2 pounds, you have no control over that because there's lots of variables. You can't control the output. What you can do is control your inputs. So you can report at the end of the week whether you've achieved your result or not, and you can measure your success based on whether you've hit your objective. But for the accountability group, what you really want to be focusing on and reporting into the group is more measurable activity that are your inputs. And that's really, when it comes to weight, that really comes down to diet, nutrition and physical activity. I prefer using physical activity than exercise. That's the things that you have control over. You don't have control over your biology and how your body is, any medication, anything like that. So that's why posting your results as an accountability measure is not the best option. What you really want to be doing is introducing a behavior that you're currently not doing, or something that you're doing and you want to do more of, and report back on that. Another member of the group has decided to reduce coffee and increase green teas. That's an input that's measurable. It's very easy for them to know whether they've drank coffee during the day and whether they've drank green tea during the day, and that's what they're reporting on. So have a look at that, see if you need to make any changes, and see if you can report on a behavior rather than a result, because that's much better for you. That's within your control. The second one, where you've stated you want to read the consistency chain, it's good that you've chosen the material that you want to read, but again, there's no measurable guide for the activity to the group. There's no definition of what you mean by read, and I've put 2 measurements here. The normal measurement for reading is either by time or by pages read. If it's by time, it's very easy. You can state that you want to read 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And if it's pages read, you can state how long the book is and whether you intend to read 5 pages, 10 pages, or whether you intend to read a chapter a day. Again, something that's more specific and measurable. Which actually brings me on to something that I'll share quite a few times in a lot of these feedback posts for other members as well. When you're doing accountability, you want to report on something that's within your control, something that's specific, that's measurable, that's achievable, realistic within the week, especially if you've not done accountability previously, and when you're going to report back on that and how regularly. Is it just a one-time event, or are you going to report back daily with a short post saying that you've done the actual task? So same thing with the sales call. I think I've got a couple more slides for you. You've posted that you want to return all your sales calls, but there's no measurable activity for any member of the group or myself as facilitator, host, coach, organizer to know what that actually means. I don't know if you've got 10 sales calls to make and you only make 1, because that means that you've completed it. Unless you're going to report back and say that you've had 10 and you've made 1, that's measurable. A sales call log for sales makes it a way of you actually measuring, so you can report back and say I had 5 booked in and I've made 5. What you can also do is, this is ultimately, if you're in sales, any time of selling, ultimately what you're trying to do is convert qualified leads into wins. That's actual sales. So setting something as a result saying increase your conversion rate over the next week, 2 weeks, and increase the number of sales made, become more measurable. So I'm going to do these for every member that's posted in the accountability group and give you some feedback. I'm taking time out of my calendar and schedule to hopefully help you set better objectives and choose your better inputs for the week so that you can actually have a great week ahead.